Everybody want to say that 50 Cent did the whole documentary. He was responsible for doing the whole documentary, what goes in there and what goes out of there. Now, I don't believe that. And I don't believe that he's responsible for everything that goes in there. I don't believe he's responsible for everything that goes out of there.
And the way that he was able to really implant whatever his energy is into women, those types of traumas, if you're not working on them consistently over 20 years, will live inside of you.
Oh, shoot, like,
right. To us, black excellence,
that had to be there.
We getting tighter, you know what I'm saying? And united we stand, and ain't nothing else.
Black excellence, they're sitting there like, yeah.
Did you get that footage of Diddy?
I figure most journalists would not disclose their sources.
Does he know y'all have this in the doc?
I would doubt,
Diddy has reportedly launched a jaw-dropping $1 billion lawsuit. Yes, $1 billion. And it all traces back to a Netflix documentary that cracked open hip-hop's most guarded secrets. Sean Combs, The Reckoning didn't just revisit Diddy's legal troubles. It delivered an unfiltered look at power, control, and betrayal inside the music industry. And now, the Combs family says Netflix crossed a line that can't be erased.
We're losing sight of the big picture, man. It's the middle of September and there's still no indictment.
Bro, then you have to have a spokesman. You have to have some sort of comms to constantly be pushing that.
According to insiders, this isn't journalism in their eyes. It's defamation. Former Bad Boy insider Gene Deal summed it up bluntly, saying the legal team has already tightened everything up. Translation: this isn't bluffing. This is preparation for war. But the question remains, is this Diddy's fight for redemption, or the biggest PR disaster of his career?
You know what I'm saying? Because he's telling his truth about what went down and what he saw or what he heard or whatever like that. I don't know how to love my enemy. And if I gotta put out the truth about something that he was doing and it's wrong, and that was wrong, I don't have no problem with that, 50. Not a problem at all.
Meanwhile, the internet is spiraling. Diddy's son, King Combs, took to social media and openly threatened 50 Cent. 50 fired back with brutal memes and sharp captions. And as the tension exploded online, Netflix's numbers skyrocketed. A courtroom battle turned into a viral storm, rewriting hip-hop history in real time.
Oh, this is amazing. I think he's gonna say this is the best documentary I've seen in a long time. Because you'll see people saying that. I mean, he may feel a different way about pieces and bits of it, but
It all began when Netflix released Sean Combs, The Reckoning, a 4-part documentary executive produced by 50 Cent. The series tore straight into the legacy of one of hip-hop's most powerful moguls, pulling no punches and naming names.
You didn't do anything wrong on any front, and you've come to New York to face things head on. If anyone's ever paying any attention to what you've actually been doing, you've handled this
In the dirtiest of dirty business of media and proper.
Within just 2 weeks, the series reportedly racked up over 40 million views, igniting chaos across every major platform. It traced Diddy's rise, the creation of the Bad Boy empire, and the disturbing allegations that followed him for decades. Former associates described a man consumed by power, someone who blurred the line between mentorship and manipulation.
Realize the burden that puts on my soul for the past year, the weight of that man and his I will never get up from under it. Leader in that way, it's admirable until you get to the point where you want to control everyone around you. He got to that point.
Then came one of the most haunting moments in the entire documentary. Aubrey O'Day, once Diddy's protege on Making the Band, broke down on camera. "Does this mean I was raped?" she asked. "I don't even know if I was raped. And I don't want to know." That single line sent shockwaves through social media and changed the tone of the entire series.
Just and not guilty. I want to have a life to be able to live. It's really going to be hard for me to take more hits than I've taken.
The documentary also featured exclusive footage recorded before Diddy's September 2024 arrest. Footage his lawyers claim was stolen. Netflix insists it was legally obtained. To Netflix, it was bold investigative storytelling. To Diddy's camp, it was character assassination disguised as truth.
Now, Diddy, we got to get to this. According to reports, he's getting ready to sue Netflix for $1 billion. Damn. One source is alleging the documentary was made to assassinate his character. It isn't journalism, it's entertainment. Allegedly, Diddy has hired one of the most powerful law firms in the U.S. and wants at least $1 billion in damages, and that number could go up if Netflix does not retract some of the things that were said.
As the series dominated headlines, the Combs family went on the offensive. Insiders revealed Diddy's legal team began preparing a massive defamation lawsuit against Netflix, accusing the company of knowingly spreading false claims to boost ratings. The filing, still under review, reportedly targets multiple explosive allegations the family says were completely fabricated.
Diddy smacked his mom?
Well, yeah, listen, bruh, Kirk Burrows, the president at the time, a bad boy, told me that he smacked his mother.
Those claims include accusations that Diddy forced Biggie's family to pay funeral expenses, that he slapped his mother Janice Combs, and that he abused artists and employees behind closed doors. Representatives for both Biggie's estate and Janice Combs immediately fired back, calling the allegations false, hurtful, and irresponsible.
Wow, $1 billion.
You know, it was brought to my attention that I interviewed Mark Curry about his book Dancing with the Devil that was about Diddy.
Wow.
It's actually on my YouTube channel. So he hit me up. We're talking about,
Behind the scenes, the family has reportedly hired one of the most powerful law firms in the country, preparing to seek at least $1 billion in damages, a number that could climb if Netflix refuses to retract key scenes. One insider put it plainly, this wasn't journalism. This was entertainment built to destroy his character.
Everybody want to say that 50 Cent did the whole documentary. He was responsible for doing the whole documentary, what goes in there and what goes out of there. And I don't believe that. And I don't believe that he's responsible for everything that goes in there. I don't believe he's responsible for everything that goes out of it.
But in the court of public opinion, the damage was already done. And sitting right at the center of it all was 50 Cent. 4 years, he's been Diddy's loudest critic. So when the reckoning dropped, fans immediately assumed he had his fingerprints all over it.
If he on his daddy, that's what he said, on his daddy. If he ever see 50 Cent, he gonna slap the intercourse out of him. All right. Hey, that's a bold statement to make. And I'm not saying, 50 Cent is immune to anybody. I would never be like, oh man, can't nobody touch that. Hey, somebody can, we just don't know who it is.
Instead of staying quiet, 50 leaned in. He mocked the lawsuit. He posted memes. He laughed publicly. Every legal move from Diddy became content for 50. While Diddy's team scrambled to contain the fallout, 50 was trending, turning controversy into viral marketing. To him, this wasn't just a feud. It was vindication.
Diddy's son, Christian, aka King Combs, is now being sued, just like his father is. A woman filed a lawsuit against King, alleging that in late 2022, right before New Year's Eve, King assaulted her on a yacht, specifically sexually assaulted. There was a party going on, she was working it, and she claims that he started to hone in on her, roping her, trying to kiss her. She claims that she tried pushing him off of him, telling her that she didn't want it. And she claims that he continued pressing on and pressing on. In her lawsuit, she actually claims to have audio recordings of this, and she includes transcripts of all of this. And in the transcripts, if they're believed to be true, they do in fact show her trying to tell Christian, hey, leave me alone, I don't want this, leave me alone.
Cassie Ventura testified while 9 months pregnant, detailing years of alleged violence and manipulation. Another woman, identified as Jane, told the court she was beaten for hours before being forced into a sexual encounter. Even with acquittals on the most severe charges, the judge said the evidence of violence could not be ignored. During sentencing, the judge told Diddy directly that he abused power, control, and influence over women who trusted him. Diddy's lawyers immediately pushed back, accusing the judge of acting as a 13th juror and inflating the sentence unfairly. An appeal has now been filed demanding a new trial or immediate release. To Diddy's supporters, this fight is about reclaiming his image. The billion-dollar lawsuit against Netflix is part of a larger strategy to regain control of his narrative. Win, and some credibility might return. Lose, and the empire could be finished forever. Outside prison walls, voices from Diddy's inner circle are clashing. Gene Deal has emerged as a lightning rod, challenging industry silence and refusing to shift blame away from Diddy. Others paint a different picture, describing Diddy as focused and adapting behind bars. Netflix, however, isn't backing down. Executives have labeled The Reckoning a public interest documentary exposing abuse of power. Insiders say no edits or retractions are planned. If the lawsuit proceeds, it could become one of the most expensive defamation battles in entertainment history. Culturally, the impact is massive. The documentary is now Netflix's most-watched non-fiction release of the decade. TikTok clips analyzing the allegations have amassed hundreds of millions of views. And 50 Cent continues to fuel the fire with cryptic posts that keep the story trending. Insiders now whisper that Part 2 is already in discussion, a follow-up that could explore prison life, the lawsuit fallout, and new voices coming forward. If that happens, this feud won't just be personal. It'll become a case study in power, truth, and reputation. So here we are. $1 billion lawsuit. A streaming giant. And two of hip-hop's most dominant figures locked in a war bigger than either of them. This isn't just about Diddy or 50 Cent anymore. It's about who controls the story, and who pays the price for it. Because in today's world, the truth isn't only what happened. It's who tells it best. And as insiders hint that Netflix isn't done yet, one thing is clear, this story is far from over.
October the 3rd, Puff Daddy getting sentenced to 50 months. P. Diddy requests to serve his sentence at FCI, Fort Dix, New Jersey. Diddy and his lawyers request for Puff Daddy to serve his sentence at Fort Dix in New Jersey for its solid drug rehabilitation. As one of Diddy's lawyers sent a letter to the judge, Fort Dix has one of the most intensive and extensive programs in the residential drug abuse program. Fort Dix is a federal prison where maximizes family visit. And Fort Dix is one of the lowest in inmate capacity with around 4,000 inmates.
That at one point on a 2013 video shoot that Sean Combs also attacked him. A lot of violence, a lot of bruising, and a lot of blackmail. He said that he had threatened to release Cassie's video.
Telling Sean Combs how she no longer wanted to perform in these so-called hotel nights with male prostitutes, and what she described